Hello everyone. I haven't done a video in a very long time, and I thought it was about time that I did another one. Um, I'm a little bit under the weather. I'm suffering from some flu symptoms. So if you hear me coughing, sneezing, or clearing my throat, please forgive me in advance. But I'm a little bit under the weather. Okay, so bear with me. My mic is quite sensitive as well, so you may hear some noise here and there from the mouse, from my picking and shuffling and moving about. So I beg of you to forgive me for that as well before I get into it. So what I'm gonna do now, I am gonna look at guitar amp settings and basically just my philosophy of how I do things. I mean, everybody is different. You're different. All musicians are different. But this is just my way of showing you how I actually do it. Now, to me, there are a number of things that actually influences um, how you set up your amp when you go out to play. Um, the type of amp that you're using, the guitar that you're using, the pedals, the room that you're set up in, the type of music that you'll be playing, the weather condition, whether it's cold, whether it's warm, how you're feeling that day. A whole myriad of things can actually influence how you actually set up your amp, or the type of amp settings that you use. So this is just my philosophy and how I go about it. So for me, in my head, I have a I have an idea of the tone that I like, or tones, if you like. So for my clean tone, I like Fender amps, and I like the JC 120. So you know that clean, fat, bell-like tone is what I like. For for my drive setting, if I'm playing blues or something like that, I like to have a mild little bit of overdrive, preferably from the amp, without using a pedal. For distortion, I like a creamy, singing, sustaining, fat and warm sort of distortion type of sound. That is very tight and together. So in my head, I know already what sort of tone I like. So I suppose you would have to figure out in your head as well what sort of tone you like before you start to set up your amp. So I would explore that first, and the best way to do that is to listen to the guitarists that you like, and then see if you can actually, if you like the sound. It won't exactly be the same when you do it, but if you like their sound, sort of use that as the foundation, a platform to build your tone on. Okay, so that's how I would go about it. So what I've got in front of me here on the screen, and by the way, I'm actually using a Les Paul copy. It's the Westfield Les Paul copy with humbuckers, and at the minute it's on the front pickup. So you've seen me use it before. I've had a few videos with it. The white guitar that I've been using, yeah. So what I have in front of me is the Digitech Nexus software that they use for their RP series. It is the first time I'm actually using this, and I downloaded it for this video specifically. But I can't, I actually quite like it. I actually had the Line 6 Podgo before this, and this is just as good as it on the computer. For live, the Podgo is probably a little bit better, but I didn't get along with it, so I sold it on. I was going to do a video, but I didn't get around to it. So on the screen, I have got the I think it says Plexi drive at the top, but that was the preset, but I went in and changed the amp. So I think this is the Roland JC 120, and it sounds like this. So I like this. I like that tone, and all I did was put a little bit of drive. In fact, I could do a little bit more drive there, just a little bit more. The bass sounds all right there, and the middle is all right, and the highs. So it's a very simple settings here. So you can have a look. This is sort of like 3/4 of the way. The drive is almost. This is just beyond half the bass. The middle is in the middle is in the middle, and the treble is just slightly beyond halfway as well. And the volume is dialed back, sort of like about 40%, around about there. So yeah, and that's the tone that I would use. Forgive me, if I was gonna go on stage to play, and it sounds like this. So I'm playing in A minor, E minor, and D minor. Right, so it might sound a bit sharp. So the mic is actually picking up the actual guitar strings. So just be aware of that. Excuse me again. I'm very sorry about that. All right, so that's the tone that I would use for my clean tone with this JC 120 copy. I think it's great. And that, you know, if you're playing reggae, that's good for reggae, but it's also good for R&B. Yeah, so you can, you know, a bit of R&B there. I'm not very good at it, but so it's good for that as well. So yeah, so I'm not using any of the pedals apart from the reverb, just to give it some plate reverb there, and you can see the settings there. The level is not quite halfway. I think I don't know what that is. Pre-delay is off and decay is about halfway. I can't really make out what that is. Liveliness, I think it is, and that's 3/4 of the way up. Okay, I've also put on the noise gate, so that's there as well, just to cut back the noise. So yeah, so that's the amp, and so that would be my settings. Now, what if I were to change the amp? What if I were to go in and change the amp? So let me just do that now, and then see if I could actually make another sound that's pleasing. Let me see if I can find one of the Fender amps. So just bear with me a sec while I go in. It's changing the wah. That's not what I want. Let's go in and see. Right. I think we're on the amp now. So I'm going to go forward with it. Ooh. Let's see if we can get something Fendery. So that's this twin. Well, hang on. Is it just changing the cabinet? That's not what I wanted. Hang on. I wanted to change the actual model of amp. Yeah, so it's taking some time to update it. I don't know why. The software is not in sync with the actual hardware. I tell you what, let's use that. I think that's a Vox 212. All right, let's try this one then. See what song we get. Ooh, dear God. Right, so let's back this off a little bit. The level, let's put it back to about I don't know, 45 or 40, and see how that sounds. So that's driving quite a bit, and the drive is not all the way up, so let's back that off as well and see how that sounds. My apologies again for coughing. Let's back that off some more. It's still driving too much. it's not too bad. It's driving quite a bit though, I have to say. I'm gonna back it off some more. Maybe it's the nature of this type of amp. You know, I haven't done this before. It's not pre-planned. That's a little bit better. Right. Put that up a little. Oh dear me. Right. So yeah, so that sounds. I could work with that sound actually. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that sounds good to me. So I could work with that. It's still driving a little bit, but back off the volume a little bit. That should further clean things up a little bit. So yeah, that sounds, you could work with that. And this is exactly what I'll do. There's no rules. These things are not cast in stone. You just have to experiment and see what works best for you. Let's try another amp. I don't know, I can't change it from the software. I have to go into the actual hardware pedal itself. And let's see. Right, let's go back. Let's see what other amp I can get. It's the same Vox. It sounds better actually. So if I back this off again. Oh, it's still driving. Alright, so you'd have to back off the gain again completely. Then turn it up to get back here. Yeah, so that's. So you see, I'm not doing much. You know, these tones are tones you can work with. I'm really not doing that much. Let's try a different one. So that's the JCM. Haha, Fender. Let me see if I can get a twin or something out of it. That's a 57 Champion. I think that's the last one in the line. Right. So that's the Fender Deluxe reverb. Alright, let's try this one. Ooh, that's nice. This is a little bit too loud, so I'm going to dial it back a little bit. So there we go. Let's go down to 5. Let's take out some of the gain as well. Put it to 6. Let's put the bass up to 5. Let's put the middle to 5 as well. And hear how that sounds. So it's still driving a little bit, so I'm going to take off the gain. Take off some more gain. Right, turn it up a little bit. There. And so that sounds good to me. I'm going to back off a little bit of the reverb. Just put it to quarter way up. And I'm going to put a little bit more bass on it. Put it to 6. So again, I have no preconceived notion of what this amp sounds like. I'm just going by what I hear. So, and this is what I do for my guitar amp settings, you know, when I go out to play. Yeah. So I'm really digging that sound. I like what I'm hearing. Well, yeah, I do. So yeah, I could work with that. Wow, that sounds really nice actually. Wow. Wow. Right. So, now this is right. This has become my favorite amp now. When next I'm recording, this is what I'm going to use. This sounds really, really nice. Right. So you get the picture. So basically, I don't worry about what amp I'm using necessarily. Obviously, I prefer valve amps, but excuse me, dear me. Right. So it comes down to preference. It's what you like. You listen and then you sort of work with that, and that's what I would do. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. Just go out there. Tinker with the amp until you get the sound you like. But at the minute, I'm digging this actually. Spare with me a sec there. Let's see if I can drive it a little bit more. Right, let's go into A. Right, so that sounds good. That sounds very, very good to me for a drive. And this is how I get my drive. So generally when I want a bluesy sort of tone or a little bit more bite on the guitar, out of the guitar, a little bit more juice, I just turn up the gain. And very often I leave the gain very high and just back the volume off the guitar. Sometimes this is what I would do. And then, so I put the guitar volume back up. So, things like that. That's what I would do. I don't get hung up over it. As long as it sounds good in the mix, I just work with it. Honestly. So yeah, so that's how I go about doing my thing. I don't worry about stuff too much. All right, I tell you what, let's see if we can get one of these real sexy boutique, I don't know, amp. Can I find the actual let's see, the JCM. Where is that? Beg your pardon. That's a Plexi. Ooh, that is nice. Let's turn it down a little bit. So then, here we go. So yeah, so personally, distortion is all right, but I like to make the guitar sing, and so I tend to dial it back quite a bit, and then you know, so that's where I would have it, and I'll back off the bass a little bit as well, for this sort of you know, rock, if you like. I don't know, you know, sort of tone. Yeah, so that's what that's that's what I would yeah, this is so much fun. This little software is actually all right, you know. This Nexus software from Digitech for the RP series. I quite like it actually. It sounds good in the, you know, when you record with it. Not so good live, but it sounds good when you record with it. So yeah, that will be my setting. So you just tinker with it. You don't need to worry about, you know, the headache of, oh, what my amp is gonna sound like. You know, you just don't worry about it. Just basically get out there and dial it in, and you'll be all right. I think you'll be all right. You don't need to worry. All right. So yeah, this video is getting on a bit. What I'm gonna do is, in a future video, I'll look at some guitar pedals as well, VST software, and we'll go through that and see what we can come up with. So you know, so this is what I would do. At least for rock guitar as well. It's the same procedure. Just basically, you know, just tweak it until you get something you like. I'm being honest. This is what I do. I just tweak until you know, I like what I hear. You know, so I work with that. I could work with that. If I turn the delay on, I don't know if it makes any difference. You know, I don't complicate my music. I don't even, you know, so long as the delay is in sync with the drummer, I'm good, and you can tap tempo that in. You know, and this is just my way of doing things. I you know, I just don't get hung up over it. So yeah, go out there and experiment. All right. If you like the video, I'm gonna kindly ask you please to like the video. That is probably the algorithm that Google likes the most. So press the like button and click the bell. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. This was just a quick video. I didn't rehearse for it, so it's not polished. You know, it's not I wouldn't say one of the best well done videos, but it's just something, because I haven't put out a video in a long time. I thought I'd just put this one out and show you my process when I go out to play, how I actually set up the guitar amp, and you know, the settings I use when I go out. So yeah, like the video, leave a comment, and say say thanks if you like, to help out the channel. All right, peace out.